How can you save money on vet bills? One way is by analyzing fecal samples at home. It looks complicated, but really it's simple. Don't let it intimidate you. Now, you could take a fecal sample to your veterinarian once a month, pay the $15 to $25, wait a few days, and then get your results. However, that is time wasted. You could be treating your animal, and that $15 to $25 adds up over time. Why not save time and money and do it yourself? Today, I will take you through the steps of a goat fecal analysis. However, this applies to almost any animal you have on the homestead. What you look for under the microscope is different with each animal, but the process is the same. It's really simple once you get used to it and know what you're looking for in the sample. For goats, internal parasites are the biggest health problem. Stomach worms and coccidia kill more goats than all other illnesses combined. Stomach worms compromise a goat's immune system, making it susceptible to diseases like pneumonia and listeriosis. It begins with an internal parasite that causes a lot of health problems, called the barber pole stomach worm. It sucks blood, causing anemia and death. Anemia is the loss of red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen to all internal organs and muscles. A severely anemic goat's internal organs and muscles are starved of oxygen. An analysis needs to be done once a month. Do not wait for a problem. Prevent it before it happens. Doing a fecal analysis is easy. All you need are a few supplies. A microscope with a light and a movable stage is needed and will be the biggest expense. A good one can be found online for around $100. The movable stage on the microscope allows the slide to move side to side when looking through the eyepiece. The microscope should also have 10x, 40x, and 100x powers. Anything more will be too strong and you will not be able to see what you need to see. Additional supplies needed are a pair of nitrile disposable gloves and 2 containers. These are old plastic containers that work perfect for this. I also have a large measuring cup, not necessarily for measuring, but just as a container to toss all the dirty items in while I am still working. I have another container just to pour the flotation liquid into, a strainer of any kind, a pipette or eyedropper, a plastic knife or anything that can stir, and a syringe that measures in milliliters. The next thing needed is a slide. You can use multiple regular slides and purchase the cover slips that goes on top. However, for beginners, this may not be the best option. I purchased a McMaster slide. McMaster slides are much more expensive, but the good thing is it is reusable and it has grids already on the slide, which helps guide you through the sample. One last thing you need is fecal flotation solution. I purchased this online to make it easy. However, it is possible to make your own. YouTube has lots of videos on just how to do this. It tends to get a little messy and doesn't last long term if homemade, so I opted to make it easy and purchased this solution. Now that we have the needed materials out of the way, let's understand how to use them. First, you should gather the goat poop. Just a few pellets will work. Use gloves, especially if they have diarrhea. You can collect the fecal sample in the glove and turn it inside out to hold the feces, or I have found that empty pill bottles are great for this as well. It is always best to obtain a fresh sample. Dried out feces won't give you good results. Put your gloves on and put 4 or 5 fresh goat pellets in a container. Mash them well with a plastic knife. I pour a little bit of the fecal flotation solution into a cup and then draw 30 milliliters of the fecal flotation solution into the syringe from that cup, and then put into a container with the fecal matter. Mix the solution as much as possible with the plastic knife. The fecal flotation solution will allow any worm eggs to float to the surface. Make sure to strain the solution through the strainer into the other container. Let this sit for 2 minutes undisturbed. At this point, you can take the eyedropper and gently squeeze a bit of the surface liquid into the top and bottom chamber on each portion of the McMaster slide. It should fill the entire area under the grids. Put any used equipment to be washed in the large measuring cup or container of your choice. Place the slide onto the microscope stage and turn on the light. Now it's time to dive in and take a look. Using the 100x, 10x eyepiece and 10x objective, find one corner of the grid and scan up and down the lanes, counting all the worm eggs you see. You will need to understand what you are looking at, so use the worm egg Coccidia oocyst chart for identification. Make sure you understand the difference between an egg and a water bubble. A good chart to go by is found on Fiasco Farms website. I will put the website in the description box for you to click on. Multiply the number of worm eggs you see by 100 to get the fecal egg count per gram. When finished, rinse the McMaster slide in water for use with the next fecal sample and clean the other equipment. Almost every goat has a few worms and some coccidia to stimulate its immune system response. A fecal egg count below 250 isn't usually an issue, so deworming may not be needed. If a fecal egg count of more than 250 exists, take measures to deworm. If they do have a high load of worms, it is best to treat them with medicine or use natural dewormers such as mugwort herb, sunflower seeds, or pumpkin seeds. Even oregano essential oil in proper amounts has been found to help. It is rare, but depending on the type of parasite, not all natural dewormers will work. Sometimes sulfa-based medications must be given. Many medications for livestock that were once over the counter are now becoming prescription only through a veterinarian. I urge you to seek out these medications and stock up while you still can find a few of them without a prescription. As mentioned before, these general guidelines can be followed for other animals besides goats. Just look up the worm egg identification chart online for your particular animal. I hope you have learned a few things from this video. I realize that not all goat owners have the extra time to do their own fecal analysis. However, with the rising costs, it's always nice to have this information just in case. Thank you for watching this video. Please continue to help me help you by liking, sharing, and subscribing.